Facebook. Sending data.
Oh, you do it on Periscope too?
Well, Periscope. Twitter owns Periscope.
Oh.
YouTube is online. I can grab the YouTube feed if Facebook doesn't go through. But Facebook, we get our comments. Hi, everybody. We're just waiting to see if Facebook will pick up the stream. Right now, we're live on YouTube or we're live on Periscope. And Facebook, huh?
Check.
Yeah.
Check.
Okay, check.
Hand sanitizer, Clorox.
All right. I'm gonna
some form of alcohol for now, which we'll be getting into in just a bit here.
That's right. All right, I'm gonna grab the YouTube.
We're taking safety measures and killing whatever's there.
Yes, I gotta go with that, Jim.
Yes.
Chin chin, gentlemen. All right.
Never thought I'd be drinking wine on a
Jim,
Homiecast.
if you don't drink after a cheers, you get like 10 years bad luck and sex in the bed with the girl. That's what they say.
Demerits. You get demerits.
Yeah, demerits. You get like 10 years.
Oh, look at that. See, it is streaming right there. So I'm gonna take that link. I'm gonna stick it right.
You stick that link. Give it to him.
So if you,
Go ahead.
Right there.
for all of you watching right now, we're in the middle of doing shtick.
Yeah.
All right, there's that.
You're doing shtick.
And we'll put it there. We'll post this, and then
We're in a
we'll
secret.
get to it.
We're in a secret cave.
A bunker, if you will.
Yes, and we normally don't do any type of streaming from here. So this is a secret cave.
As you can see, the walls behind you have been wiped clean of all
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna close this stuff out.
clues as to where we're at.
That's right.
All right.
No one knows.
All right, this is
Look
it.
at that.
Facebook doesn't want to cooperate, but we are on
Yeah,
YouTube Live and Twitter. So there we got that going for us.
Thank you for inviting us to a Homiecast.
Yeah, Homiecast 26.
Homiecast 26.
Cheers.
26.
Elbow,
Yeah,
all that. Yeah,
Elbow.
yeah.
There we go.
In this day and age of Corona, Corona, we got, in the course of one day, we got Tom Brady leaving us, several shutdowns, found out we're not going on vacation anymore.
I didn't think you talked about the biggest shutdown being St. Patrick's Day and one of Boston's favorite holidays.
And you know
The
what?
whole state.
And I'm Italian, and I am very jealous of the Irish for St. Patrick's Day because they do it right.
I've seen your St. Patrick's Day outfit. It is tremendous.
I love it. I love everything about that. I love the corned beef and cabbage. I did have the corned beef and cabbage.
Yep.
But I love the song.
Same here.
My favorite is the songs.
Oh,
The green alligator and the long neck goose.
Yes.
No Nay Never.
Chimpanzees, whatever. Yeah, no name, never.
we put it on the TV.
The Irish Rover.
I don't know what channel. It's one of the 400s, but we put the Irish music on your TV. You can get the music.
Did you watch
And we put that on, and we were just blasting that.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
what service provider do you have?
Infinity.
Infinity?
Yes.
So I think you can just talk into the remote now, and you can say that Irish music,
Yeah.
and it will come up right to the channel.
Oh.
Or if you like reggae music, as I do, or any
Yes.
other type of music, you can say it, talk to
Yeah.
it, and it'll bring it right to the channel.
That clicker, that Xfinity, the X1 remote,
Yes.
is the stuff you can do with it. Like for years, I railed against Xfinity and the exorbitant pricing and the horrible equipment. This X1 remote and the way you can scan and how it interacts with the smart TVs with all your different services, Netflix and everything else. I actually, dare I say, I think they finally made a good product.
So I know you were contemplating cutting the cord. You were going to cut the wire.
Well, I signed a contract and I hold up my contract, so I'm gonna stick it out. McCarthy did it. My kids at their house with their mom, they did what McCarthy did. They have YouTube TV, I think it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And
Again, hello to YouTube watchers.
I know we're on. YouTube is hosting us right now. We got to give a shout out to the restaurants that are still serving curbside service and everything else. There's a lot of them, and I got to give
Yes.
There was a woman, Eileen Kelly, I think Eileen Kelly, maybe her name is. and they started a Facebook group. You can check it out, called Facebook Bites. No, Gloucester Bites, BITES, and they're going to be they're a clearinghouse for restaurants to post what's happening.
Okay.
So if they want, that's what they were looking to do.
I've actually gotten a message to my phone from Uber Eats.
Oh yeah.
And they said no service fee, no free delivery, no delivery fee. So a friend of mine had tried it out, and it was anything but. So we're waiting to see if that's a glitch or if they're going to fix that, because of all places they decided to order McDonald's to see if it would work, and it did work. But McDonald's for a cheeseburger, I think it was a soda, French fries, and I don't even think there was a dessert. It came to like $22.
Oh really?
So and that was very expensive. I mean, if the drive-through was open, go to the drive-through.
Yeah.
Instead of the $22, or unless you're just that much, you want to stay in and really protect yourself and whatever, then the $22 is worth it for you. But just remember, most of you are actually handling money regardless.
Yeah.
So you're getting change from people, and you're handing them a bag, and you're unwrapping stuff. So if you're not really using the gloves or washing your hands and whatever, who knows if that's even if that's even a safe thing to be doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. It's...
Well, we've been, Pat and I said that we were gonna once a day we were gonna go pick a place, do something, and just kind of what we call greening up. We're trying to help, and because we know how tough this is for these guys, and they got to make their payroll. They're doing what they can.
I think it's going to be very difficult with the amount of places that are doing this takeout to make a go of it.
Oh, yeah.
I think my guess is that within a week, half of the restaurants that are trying this are probably going to.
Well, some of them are pulling out already. Some of them tried it, and they're basically saying, starting this day until the end of the month, we're going to shut down. I give them all the credit, and that's why we're trying. But, it is.
It costs a lot just to open the doors on a restaurant. Never mind staffing it and everything else. There's a lot of places.
And, and it's all unprecedented. They don't have. Some places you do walk in, you place your order. Like we walked in, we placed an order. I went outside. Some people stand around and looking at things. And I'm going, why? That's the idea. Was they don't want people to be inside, and that's why they won't let you sit or do anything. So you just walk outside.
Yeah.
And it's so funny to see so many of us. I was watching. I was kind of laughing because there's people walking around looking and like counting the bricks because you're waiting for your food, and
What was interesting to me today, I haven't been downtown in a while, and I drove through the downtown today expecting it to be a ghost town, and all the parking spots were taken. And then like, who are these people? Like, who's working?
Yeah,
it's funny you say that, because I'm working outside right now, and I'm fortunate enough to have that opportunity to do so, especially with so many places shutting down. And en route to the job, the beach parking lot had a ton of cars in the beach parking lot, and people
Today?
were actually in the water. No, this was on
the day before.
on Monday. Whatever it was, 2 days ago.
Yeah, 2 days ago. People were in the water. I know. Niles Beach, the same thing.
Yeah, Niles Beach. Yeah. So en route to the job site, they were actually swimming, and a ton of people walking. So
we just got Noel Mitchell just wrote in. The reason that all those parking spaces were full downtown was because I didn't realize this parking is free downtown. You don't have. I've had the meter.
I was going to ask that question. Thank you, Noel. That's actually...
this is from one of our listeners. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
So there are quite a few people that live on the second and third floors of these buildings downtown. My guess is that it's a lot easier to park right on the street, which is not very helpful for the businesses that are trying to make.
Well, the ones that are actually open,
right? It's not very helpful.
Small businesses taking such a big hit as it is, and even those big chain restaurants are closing down. But you said the smaller ones are the ones that are gonna
Absolutely.
really hurt.
And and I saw a couple of things on Facebook, and I'm not a big Facebook guy and believe in all those things, but a couple of things do hit you, and you go, that's correct. And one thing somebody wrote was, you go to these guys and say, why don't you help me? I'm going to do a fundraiser, or I'm going to do this. How can you help me? What do you have that you can give me
That's a
that I can
great
give
point,
out?
Jim.
And now they're turning around.
Yeah,
and you're saying,
I saw her on Facebook. It was I think it was Cafe Bistro, the woman that owns.
I want to hear Jim real quick. I want to hear his thing.
well, basically it says, help us. Why don't you go out and help them? Remember, they were helping you.
The way it was worded was, remember all those gift certificates that our restaurant
Yes.
Donated to your cause? We could use your help and come and order takeout.
I can't tell you how many times I've given away those prizes as a DJ for local events because the first thing everybody does is go to all the local places and they gather. And I've done it myself for events when I've had a fundraiser, lending my hand to the event. And thank you to everybody that's done that locally for all the small businesses and stuff. We greatly appreciate that when it does happen. And the comment rings true. We should be helping the small businesses out somehow. It's just finding out how can you do that when everybody's out of work. So I myself personally would love to get everybody together and play some music for you, but they're not allowing me to do so. So that's how I would have.
It's almost like
McCarthy.
you have to have another street party.
So we got McCarthy chiming in.
Hey,
2 points. Point number one, he had Mom's Kitchen chicken pot pie takeout for dinner tonight, and it was awesome. He said,
Mom's Kitchen.
Absolutely.
We love Mom's Kitchen. They
Yep.
they take good care of us.
Very good care.
just not the breakfast, folks. That's the point. They do.
That's a
great
small
breakfast,
business right there. You can start with
It's
Mom's
not
Kitchen.
right. It's
and then,
not just for breakfast. Right.
Right.
Exactly. And he also had a comment. Who cuts Scottie Mac's hair?
Well, I got to
Who
tell you
wants to know?
something. I knew this was going to be an issue tonight. And McCarthy, I was told you were going to be here. So I figured that we could banter back and forth because I purposely did this for Joe. Joe has very publicly accused me of having a perm. But this is actually my natural hair, Joe. I just haven't had it this long in a long time. So that answers your question, Chris. Thank you for chiming in.
It's our hair salons shut down?
Yeah.
They are?
Yeah.
Because in another couple months, I think the new style is going to be Scottie Mac. They just let it grow.
I'm ahead of the curve here.
You're way ahead of the curve.
Ahead of the curve. Going back to the 70s.
The frontal mullet going
It's a
on.
frontal mullet. Joe,
I have a zero mullet. I have a reverse lack of hair mullet. So I have
the golf divot.
I have no place making fun of
Thank
it.
God you weren't closer to the camera because that looks like a little different thing.
Yeah, you did turn the lights up in here, Joe, so that would have been a
The
little...
shine, you see the shine? Oh,
Yeah,
blind our
I-
viewers right
yeah,
there.
I'm worried about the little thing. in front.
McCarthy says he's jealous of your hair.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
is
you
that-
should be, Chris.
Chris, is that true? Megan, does Megan make house calls? So we'll find out from McCarthy.
Well, we heard that
That's-
there were some people that were saying, I'll do that. But we heard that they were being shut down because people are now saying, you can't
shouldn't
go
do
into a
that.
house, you shouldn't do that.
Yeah, we won't mention any names. Don't, Chris. If you hear this, don't even reply.
Well, anyway, that's what we heard because, trust me, it was on Pat's mind.
Yeah.
There's so many things on so many
Yes.
people's minds. And one thing is the haircuts and everything else because ladies have their time. I'm afraid to take it because that glass will come flying out of my hand. But
That's right.
if you're telling me I got to, I will.
Every once in a while, I'll just keep it going. Yeah.
It's like keeping your airway. You got to keep it wet instead of dry. They say that's how the virus ends in. So they say to drink water or something that's not going to dehydrate your...
So listen to this one, and I know you know all about this because you commented it on it.
Okay.
Now,
I'm scared.
no, you shouldn't be because this is you will be someone that has good comments about
Okay.
this. New Hampshire has elected to allow takeout booze,
Now,
food in restaurants. You can take drinks.
I could say first
to go.
First and foremost, I am
This
not
is
an
the
expert on this at all.
No, but you chimed in.
However,
on it.
I did chime in on this, and according, if I believe correctly, if I remember, my source was either WCBB or WHDH,
Right.
and they had posted something online, and I had read the article a bit, and they had said for these businesses that do serve alcohol as small businesses and restaurants, you can go ahead and serve alcohol to go. And what I said was, come on, Massachusetts,
Let's get it together.
let's
Yeah,
get it
New
together
York
and
can.
follow suit with the other
New
states.
York's allowed to do it too.
And New York did it as well.
Yes.
How in the world?
Yeah.
Now, I can tell you from experience that in New Orleans back in 2000, pre-Katrina, that they had drive-through strawberry daiquiri. It was called daiquiris. You could drive through a daiquiri shop, and it was a full wall of frozen drink machines, and you could order by the cup size or by a half gallon or a gallon. Now, 6 guys on a trip to for 9 days to Mardi Gras, we'd order the gallons, but it was considered not an open beverage unless you put the straw in the drink. So you could serve the drink with a
Lid on it.
with a lid on
That's how
it,
they
even
get
if
around
it had
it.
a straw hole. But
That's how
the
they-
loophole was, or the reasoning for that was, as soon as you put the straw in it, it's open container. And that's as much as I could chime in on that one, Joe.
Well, I think it's interesting. What do you think about that?
Well,
Jimmy?
what I'm looking for is a friend of mine who has a restaurant right by my house in New York. She put out there and said, I'm doing what they told me. I'm doing takeout and everything else, but I'm allowed to serve because they have an open deck, a big open deck. She was going to use that as her drive-by. So you pull up, she would walk out and hand it to you, but since she's allowed to serve alcohol and everything else, they told her that she could serve on the deck. But then when they cut down to you're not allowed to have more than 10 or 20 people or whatever it is, she cut that out and found out she's allowed to serve. So she is selling her cans and selling her stuff, and she's figuring out that you can get your meal and serve the drink. And she said more people are coming because of that. They're coming because they can get a couple of cans and the meal. So she feels, again, it's tough. She's losing a lot. But I think I don't have a problem with it.
How about Ryan and Woods? You can order. You can go,
Yeah.
You can call up Ryan and Woods. They'll bring the bottles out directly to you in your car. You don't have to go into their building.
Yeah.
Ryan and Wood, big shout out to them.
Bob Ryan, he's having fun with it, saying it's like the prohibition. Say the secret password and I'll come out. He's having a little fun with it, but which is good. But that's.
But I don't know if anybody else has heard this, and again, this is all hearsay. So remember, when you're watching, this is a podcast. This is our own personal opinions, not.
We're not exactly.
This
the
isn't
smartest,
fake news, but this isn't.
We're not the smartest tools on the show either. We're just a couple of couple of bums down in the basement.
When you do watch the news and they say get your facts from a reliable source, definitely do not get them from us.
Yeah, no,
at all.
Hell no.
But there is hearsay out there that they have stopped the liquor trucks already from delivering alcohol to bars and restaurants and the stores.
Oh.
And they want to use those trucks to deliver food.
Oh wow.
To supermarkets to get food there in a more timely manner for people because of the whole panic buying that's going on.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much truth there is to
At
that.
Stop and Shop today, going up and down the aisles, there were certain sections that were not restocked. Other than because the toilet paper, we all know about the toilet paper, but like there were certain other sections.
For example, can you?
You know what? I was just trying to get in and out of there, so I didn't take note. But you could see that there are certain.
Maybe the Asian wasabi chip aisle.
I don't know, but definitely. McCarthy says he's hearing that a number of people under 60. So people are aware of the supermarkets doing that first hour or so of the day.
Yes.
Dedicated to 60 and over people,
Yeah.
so they can go there and not have to deal with other people. Well, he said that he heard that this morning there was a ton of people under 60 lining up and taking all the important items off the shelves because these people heard that they were going to put essential items out early.
Mm-hmm.
So some people that weren't under 60. So
Well,
shame on those people.
Right. I did hear some people went in and tried the old approach. Well, listen, I'm doing this for my mother, and she can't make it.
Yeah.
And they're trying that approach.
You know what? And that sucks for somebody in that position that does shop for their parents. And how do you police that? But I mean, at the same time,
Tough.
if it's meant for
It's just-
60 and over, go after that hour
Yeah.
if you can.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
crazy.
let them go. Let them go get them what they need without getting hassled and stuff, you know. And what I was just looking at, Joey, is I found my friend's. It's a food area, and it's one of those. It's almost like the Essex beer person, you know, the beer place there. It's modern. It's new.
The Great Marsh Brewing.
Yes, and they put out there and said we have a limited menu. Please call ahead. We'll make the food, and in order, you know, we will send out. And they're showing them walking out with cases of beer that people are ordering. They will walk out and hand it to you, and they're just saying, for the safety of our crew, please don't get out of your car. We will bring everything to
Wow.
you and hand it to you. Here's what we will sell. Here's available. Here's our short menu. So this is in New York. So, you know, they are doing some things like that. I don't know. If
That's in New York. That's in
Yes,
New York.
it's in New
There's
York,
nothing,
but-
yeah.
and possibly New Hampshire.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's just, this
It's
is all.
That's half true news.
all
You know, I don't want to
half-
keep beating
yeah.
in the ground,
No,
but
like
one thing
people-
that we didn't bring up, we definitely have to go thank you to the hospital crew.
Oh,
The people
God.
who are working on that, even the people who are working in the supermarkets and the stocking,
Urgent care.
Yeah,
even, I mean,
guys who are out there doing their thing, you know.
I
thank
can't, so right now, right?
bank tellers. I mean,
So-
the world goes around on money, and I mean,
Yeah,
you gotta go to the
I gotta-
drive-through with the bank. They close the lobbies.
Yeah, they closed the lobbies.
By appointment only on special cases, I guess.
I know, it's wild. Yeah, but so what they're saying is like, you know, we're about six days out now from when if we go by like Italy's or these other places of when the first one showed up, when it like starts to blossom, the numbers and the testing, and so we're at the very beginning.
Mhm.
And yes, for the nurses and the hospital staffs, God bless these people. I mean, our hearts
Well, they're
go out
putting
to-
themselves, you know, at risk because they're there, and
I'm sure
you know,
that those hospitals are taking serious precautions to protect these nurses and stuff. But at the same time, what I think the biggest hope for them is that they don't get overwhelmed,
Yeah.
that they have enough equipment and space to control this.
Right.
I think
Right.
that's the biggest fear out there, and again, we don't really know.
no,
Uh,
and we're not even close to the peak, like you said, Joey. Where they're thinking 45 days, and we're not even close to that. Like you said, what are we in? Day
We can go
six?
back.
McCarthy, that's not a boogie. It's his nose hair. He says you got a boogie coming out. No,
Is
don't
he-
touch your nose. You're not supposed to get the Purell.
Get the
No,
Purell.
I just did.
Jesus Christ! You just touch your nose.
You gotta.
It's
Oh,
everyone makes fun of my nose hair and everything.
you know what? You know what's about touching your face and touching other things and sanitizing. What about the president when he's addressing people? Hits a microphone, pulls it down,
He did.
and then he pulls it down for Mike
He's-
Pence, and Mike Pence goes
Yeah.
and adjusts it, and then
He
Mike
shook-
Pence admitted that he never had gotten tested yet, and
Yeah.
Trump come back negative. But that was after they shared the microphone.
They also brought some people up.
No one's perfect. If you
Yeah.
if you put cameras on all of us over the course of the day, and we're all trying, but there's times we touch.
But there's got to be
eyes,
some
it's-
sort of an adjustment too, because
Yeah,
natural
of course.
everyday habits. You
Yeah.
just end up look at the.
I know.
That's what it says.
We could go all day long on what ifs and
Yeah.
what situations are going on and how it's affecting people, and we still don't know how it's going to
Yeah,
affect a
and
lot
it's
of
gonna
people in a
change.
lot of different situations.
And the thing is, it's going to change tomorrow.
Apple. All right, here's one for you. Apple is going to close 450 plus stores.
Yeah.
Now, I see you got a watch on. Is that an Apple Watch?
Yes, it is.
And I have an Apple iPhone.
Yeah.
I have a MacBook. Now, any problems with any of these devices, what do? You can't go in and tell them you're having a problem, and you can't. And then what if the network goes down and you can't communicate? What happens then?
I don't know, if the network goes down.
Well, I mean, it slows up because everybody's at home and on the devices because they can't go out. Now the
Yeah.
network slows down and maybe it'll crash.
I don't know. What I do know is Apple has a shitload of cash. Like they have like one of the wealthiest companies. They have one of the strongest balance sheets out of any company, and their management has made some pretty good moves.
I guess my question comes into, all right, I'll put it into perspective. You go to, not now, but you go to a Celtics game or a Bruins game, and you're in the arena.
Yep.
And you have 4G or 5G network, okay?
Yeah.
And you take a picture of the game and you're gonna send it out, but it won't send because everybody's on the same network and it jams it up basically. So that's my question: is if everybody's home and they're not working and they're on social media because they're bored,
right?
And they're trying to just keep themselves entertained, and maybe that's why we're not on Facebook tonight, because maybe it could be jammed up with everybody on the servers at the same time, and they're not sure how to handle that capacity yet. What happens in that case? It'd be we're already freaking out as it is. Now you take your social media away, forget it. That's just my.
It's scary. Yeah, I know. I don't know. I think like Apple.
McCarthy, anything?
Apple's probably just, well, who do you go to if your Android phone is closed?
Well, I don't have an Android, I have an Apple.
But but I'm saying you're talking about just an Apple. What about this? Same thing could be said.
I
for
haven't
Android,
heard anything about other stores or individual locations.
It's probably more
but it was posted on the news. Are you looking at my perm, Joe?
No. But what I'm curious is,
I don't have a perm.
What I'm curious is, as far as service goes, I guess, I don't know, you buy the phone. Some people buy them at Apple stores, some people buy them from, but service, if you're not getting service and you buy it through, if you have Sprint service, maybe Sprint.
I mean, you got to call AT&T or call Sprint or call whoever, but you can't go into a store. You'd have to ship your phone out. What is it now?
No, he says call Al Gore.
Okay.
McCarthy, comic relief. Yeah.
But I don't think that you could, I'm looking at my phone because that's what we're talking about here, but if it goes down, it goes down. I mean, there's no place to bring it into. I bought it, and they tell you if you have an Apple product and they can't fix it at that store, they usually give you another phone.
Oh, really?
Or they'll fix it for you on site if they can. Otherwise, you got to bring it to the Apple store.
I had Android my whole, I went from Nextel to Android, and I don't know if it's been over a year now or close to a year now that I've had my Apple phone, and I have to tell you, I will not go back. It is. Some
people swear on the Androids, but you're both product user, and you like the Apple better.
I'm a Microsoft laptop guy, and I'm an Apple phone and iPad guy, and the reason I stuck with my Android phone for so long was because it had a removable battery that you could keep multiple batteries, and just in a matter of like 15 seconds, just go to a fully charged battery in your phone.
Mm-hmm.
But there hasn't been a day where I have run out of battery on my Apple phone. So that
is that the 11 Pro?
This is the 10 Max X.
Because I think on either the 10 or the 11, they started doing the 8. I don't know what the correct term is. Instead of 5 volt to 8 volt or charging plug. It's a stronger quick charge plug with the lightning port than it was on the previous model. So now you can charge it quicker, and the battery does last a little longer.
It's pretty seamless. Like the whole experience is very seamless. I'm for any Android person out there that's still hanging on, there's no reason to.
I had a flip phone forever. I was happy. I got shamed into switching over, and now I'm watching more people go back to flip
phone. Phone shaming is a thing, actually.
Hello.
It is.
I told you.
I know people still have the flip phones, and they're not in the reindeer games.
I know, as an older person that's not necessarily technologically savvy, how do you
phones? Yeah.
How do you feel? Did that impact you at all? Like switching over to the Apple?
Impact me? Yeah. I mean, it definitely gave you more. It was definitely a great move.
It was a great move. So you feel
absolutely.
So you wouldn't go back.
No, I wouldn't go back. Okay. But I'm just saying all this other stuff, and people are talking about how they want more, and my phone's not good enough, and now I have to do this. And folks,
I was the same way too, and I have had more space in the past, and when I got the next model for the, I think it was like a difference of $150, and I looked at the settings of my phone, I didn't even reach nearly enough space as what I was paying for, so I scaled back.
Wow, cool.
So I saved $150 on the
You know
phone.
what is cool to me about the Apple products is on my iPad. My iPad is like 5 years old, and it has not skipped a beat at all. Like all my Android products that I had, because I had some Android tablets. After a year and a half, they'd start getting wonky,
Yeah.
and like they weren't keeping up. I think it's like because the Apple.
I think my iPad's about the same, and it's probably 5+ years old.
Right.
And
Pat
still
just-
does exactly what I
Same
need it
thing.
to do.
Pat just switched her iPad. She got a new one.
I mean, it probably takes better pictures because they probably put a better picture thing like they do on
Yeah.
every phone.
Yeah.
But I'm not out there taking pictures with my iPad. I'm
Yeah.
out there taking them with my phone that I can look at them on my iPad later.
McCarthy says he wants us to visualize him naked watching us. He loves the idea of social distancing.
Here you go, Joe.
I know, I feel dirty right now.
Can I put that in my eyes?
Can you put that in your eyes? I like it. So we found today. I
More
got
thick.
Nikki Kalust, my buddy Derek's wife, Nikki, East Gloucester girl, grew up in East Gloucester. Wrote. She's down in. They have a house in Treasure Island, and Treasure Island has not shut down the beaches, and the spring breakers down there. You see the spring breakers down in the towns that haven't shut down the beaches.
Yeah.
They're like on top of each other
Right.
and giving zero fucks. Naples shut down the beaches today, and from what I understand, they're patrolling it with low flying helicopters back and forth. Like
Wow.
you're not going on the beach.
Yeah, the low blades will kick the sand up and get in your eyes, and you can't go.
Well, not
Yeah.
only no,
I think a great idea.
well, Naples is an older community,
Yeah.
and so they're
Well, I heard Clearwater is going to shut down Monday, and
McCarthy wants to know if you will wait in line because will you go to Stop and Shop early in the morning and get him some toilet paper tomorrow with your triple AARP card.
you know it's so nice that he's not here that he can do all this. But for him, yes, I would do that.
I think we just had a slip up, and he said triple AARP. But if he did the triple A and then AARP, that's a 5P card.
Yeah.
5P.
Well, as long as I got my Depends on, I don't care how I feel.
5AP.
So I would do. You know, I would get there for McCarthy. I would do it.
All right, Chris.
McCarthy, I think a lot of people would do that for you. Thank you.
Chris, are you a 2-ply for cheap or a 3-ply for more money guy? That's what I want to know. Do you go for a long, like larger amounts of sheets at a 2-ply for less money, or do you go 3-ply with less sheets?
And does the same apply to raffle tickets when you buy 3 for $5 or an arm's length for 10? Is that what you're saying?
Well, do you know
You get the cheaper value out of the arm's length.
you know what apply?
Yeah, I know the
2-ply
single ply
versus
or
3-ply.
2-ply. Yes.
Anybody that buys. So we have the porta potty down the wharf, right?
Yeah, I was just going to
And
say
that's
whatever's
single.
in the-
That's single ply. And my theory is that they think that they're being smart with the single ply, but I swear I use quadruple the amount because I just go like
Yeah.
pull.
It doesn't feel good. It's not a good texture, so you're not gonna you
No,
want
but
to
you
wipe your
want-
ass
you
with.
want-
It's
No,
like
because
being in
it's so-
elementary school and high school. There's like math paper for toilet paper. That's what that
It's
feels
so
like.
thin that you have to like use a ton of it to make sure your fingers don't poke through.
Right.
Right, and that's unsanitary.
I
Right,
told you,
but
it
I
doesn't
mean,
feel right.
but the company thinks that they're pulling one over because they're doing the math on how many sheets it is, but they're not doing the math on people using triple the amount.
What is McCarthy's response? Did he come up yet?
No, he probably wants me to try it before I buy it.
Kitchen tested, bathroom tested.
Yes.
He just
Knowing
said
him.
drones, and I don't know what that means. So I think right now the people that are maybe, I don't know about enjoying the coronavirus the most. Definitely not enjoying it the most, but has impacted the lifestyle the most is the women having to wear makeup or bras. I hear a lot of women just saying, "Fuck it, I'm not wearing bras.
Right.
I'm not." My wife is doing something with her makeup brushes where she's drying them out for a couple of days. I don't know if that's an excuse or what. She still looks beautiful without makeup. But McCarthy says 1-ply. He's a 1-ply guy. Of course he is.
Sure.
But yeah, no.
We're not
Cheers,
talking
boys.
about.
On the Homiecast.
Cheers.
We're not talking about what you're wearing to church and putting on your head like the old, they used to do. Okay.
McCarthy says one ply because we're in a state of emergency, so he has to get as much as he can out of the. So McCarthy's move is use the one sheet of one ply, and even though it goes through your fingers, then he has to wash. He has to go and disinfect for 25 minutes. Yeah, but then you just use up all the Purell. I don't know.
Yeah, that's where all the cleaning supplies are going, Joe. The toilet paper is going. McCarthy single-handedly, no pun intended, is taking away all the disinfectants. So
I haven't checked the porta potty down the wharf, but I guarantee you there's no toilet paper. Someone went and cleaned it up.
Oh, absolutely. Somebody went.
Right? Don't you think?
Spare a Square, hashtag Spare a Square. I mean, that's right from Seinfeld with Elaine.
So we were talking about Xfinity earlier.
Yes.
You have an Xfinity hack. X1 hack.
It's a hack, I guess, if you don't know about it.
Right.
But Xfinity, it came up on my screen today while I was watching endless amounts of television because in the house all day. If you have the Xfinity One platform, you take the remote control and you hold it up, and you have a remote here, Joe.
I think this is a great. Bring the whole thing over. I think this is a great. Every house should do this. You should get a little vase like this, put it on the end table, and keep all your remotes there, so you're not chasing them between the. That's another hack for you right there.
So, if you look real quick, you'll see the talk button.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The blue button. You hold that down, and you say the word "free." It'll immediately take you to the page and do all the heavy lifting for you and show you all of the free programming that you're already paying for.
There's nothing more aggravating than looking for a show or scrolling through channels and clicking on it and say, you have to.
You can also
pay
say
for
the name
this.
of the specific show. It may or may not be free, but for this little quick hack, hold down the blue button, free. It'll come up on the screen and it will break it down from movies that are free, television shows that are free, and so on. And there you go. I mean, it's a quick thing as you're trying to keep yourselves entertained on that one. And then also, if you're into music, as I am, as you are, and I'm sure many of you are, you hold down the button, and Jim over here was talking about St. Patrick's Day and the 400s or the 800s or one of those.
Oh, it was 400.
Music choice. On Xfinity or Comcast, hold it down and say the style of music. St. Patrick's Day. It'll come up for a St. Patrick's Day playlist, and you can listen to St. Patrick's music.
Reggae music. I bet you.
Reggae music, dance, any gospel stuff like that,
They were doing 70s music.
or anything. So if you haven't used these remotes before and you're afraid to use those, and you're not tech savvy, that's a little hack for you.
There you go. Kate and I got into a show recently. A Netflix series. So this is a big thing. Right now, people are looking desperate for series to get into. I can recommend this series that Kate and I are into right now on Netflix called The Stranger.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yes, we saw one.
In England? It's
Yes.
based in England or something?
Yep.
If not, no, I'm gonna have to check that out.
I can 100% endorse this one. I'm on the. I'm on the. Don't tell me anything, please.
No.
I'm on the edge of my seat with this one.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. When it's over, it's
Don't
like,
tell me. Don't tell me.
no, it's over, and you can't say, okay, let's go watch something else. You gotta say, let's go. You gotta keep it going. It's one of those.
It's
type of
it's
series.
binge worthy.
It's definitely one of those.
Okay.
There you go. Do you have any recommendations for binging?
Oh, I've watched so much television, Joe, in the past few days, and I like to binge watch stuff.
Yeah, the Brady Bunch.
I can't.
Story.
And speaking of the Brady Bunch, we'll get to that shortly
Okay,
with Brady
fine.
and stuff, because I know there's a lot of people out there upset about this one. But the most recent one I just watched, I finished up today, is 3 seasons I've watched over the past 4 days. 3 seasons in 4 days. It was called Elite, Elite, and it's actually one of those foreign films, or series rather. It's a series based in Spain, but it's dubbed over in English, and you know when you see like the old Mexican movies that are really bad overdubbing.
Yeah, yeah.
This one is actually surprisingly not bad at all
Uh-huh.
and not hard to follow. It's about rich kids in the best school in Spain and their parents, and there's all sorts of scandal and murder and deceitfulness and cheating, and
This
it's
sounds
drama.
like-
It's just
I'm gonna write this down.
it's just drama.
Elite.
Yeah.
All right,
So
this
I
sounds
got
like
caught
a-
up in watching this thing because I couldn't find anything else to watch, and
On what channel?
it's on Netflix,
Netflix, okay.
and it's called Elite. Now the kids are in like their final year of high school or something, and they're trying to find their way, and there's all different story and plot lines and character development and stuff, but they get right into it real quick, and it kind of hooks you in. Then you start following the story, and you can't wait to see what's
Awesome.
next. So that's how I ended up
Perfect.
watching this series, and it is hard to find something that you.
Have you seen Ozark? Have you watched Ozark?
I love Ozark, which I haven't seen the new
I thought
season
coming.
yet, which
Is this? It's like
is
any
supposed to
time-
come up in
any
like the
time.
next week or two. Next week, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. Like Kate and I watched it over the last couple of years, and I know that I hope that they do like a good, decent recap, because I feel like there's a lot of stuff that I don't remember.
See, that's the problem with binge watching, and that's one of the things that people have been talking about. Sometimes it's not good to binge watch it unless you can sit there and watch it all, because when they come out the next season, you forget what happened and you have to rewatch it.
I know. I mean, I loved Ozark, but I think Ozark is one of my
Yeah,
would
it's
be
a good
one.
one.
That one, Banshee. Have you seen Banshee?
Love Banshee.
Fucking
Love it.
Banshee. If you're a guy,
Love
Banshee
it.
has to be the best. I would put Banshee right up there with Game of Thrones as far as like
Totally different context
Totally
and
different.
writing, but the storyline and plotline. Oh, I know, Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton, and that's on Amazon Prime, I believe, for all the Amazon Prime members. I think it's in its third season, and it's called Goliath. And if you are a follower or a fan of Billy Bob Thornton, you know he's like really crass and plays like a dark part and alcoholic or like Bad Santa and stuff like that. Same type of role, but he's a dysfunctional drunk lawyer,
There you
but a
go.
brilliant
That's-
lawyer.
I've seen that.
And
That's pretty good.
And it's amazing.
Right.
And it's in its third season, and it deals with a lot similar to Banshee, like with the casino, tribal land,
wow.
government conspiracy, and him trying to function within this case to help somebody out, even though he doesn't want to, and he feels obligated. It's just a whole thing that connect to each other each season.
Oh, that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yeah, Goliath. We've seen that. I thought
So anybody
I-
out there looking for something, I recommend Goliath is a good one too.
as soon as
on,
you said
Amazon
that, I
Prime.
thought so.
Did you come up with one?
What?
Did you come up with a show?
No, I don't. Whatever. Pat's real. She's the one that picks it out.
Mama's Family.
No. I
What was that actress's name? Was it Carol Burnett?
no.
No, who was the lady that played that?
This is like crazy though. Like sports is such a big part of my life,
Yeah.
and like there's no sports.
Yeah.
It's such a void.
Well, Joe, just to put things into perspective, that tomorrow night we would have been sitting at a table at the horse races
Yeah.
at the cruise
Rotary
port.
night.
If I remember right.
For Rotary.
For Rotary, the taped horse races are for charity for Rotary, right?
Sure.
And that's what we would have been doing.
That's what we would have.
Yeah, you're right.
And
It
that's
is.
a sport.
I'm staying away from ESPN. I'm having trouble watching it because it's all everyone's shouting at everybody and well, what do you think and what do you think and then if they're not shouting at each other, they're putting 5 years ago games, which I have to admit.
ESPN lost their way about 3 or 4 years ago when they started taking up all these social fucking causes, and they forgot about the sports, and they wanted to be this like social justice warriors, and I don't know.
I got a question for Jim.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Being a New Yorker and living here now and finding out the news that's on every New Englander's mind right now, the departure of the GOAT, Tom Brady. Now, are you saddened, or are you happy, or does it not affect you either way? living here now, or
Living
you're
here
always
now, I'm really watching what the emptiness that some people are feeling, and I'm feeling bad that the Pats will not be as strong now, no doubt. And I can't see it. I think they're missing a big link. So I'm feeling bad because as a person who's from New York and all our teams talk about missing links, all our teams. And so I'm starting to say, yeah. And it's funny because the New York papers, all they're talking about is now we have a chance. Come on, Mr. Odds, man.
Well,
They're saying
let's look at
Buffalo is going to win
let's
the
look
East
at
now.
that.
Well, Buffalo's they had a great season.
They're
last
Well,
year.
let's look at that for a moment from New York perspective for New York and New England. Huge rivalry. Does that rivalry stay now still, or is it going to lessen the rivalry?
No, I think it amps it up now that they
Yeah.
think that they have a chance. I think that they think well, Buffalo last year had a great team, but other than that, all these other AFC East teams, they were kind of like they didn't even think that they had a shot in the world. Now that they feel like they have there's life. The Dolphins have been very aggressive in free agency.
Yeah.
Buffalo proved last year that they are a competitive team. I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. I'm not as affected by Brady. I don't think Brady was. I think Brady's mind. I've said this a million times, but I think that Brady's mind and the way he could analyze defense was his in the last couple of years, or 4 or 5 years, has been his biggest strength.
Mhm.
So even though he may not have the physical attributes of a Mahomes or an Aaron Rodgers or a Russell Wilson or a Lamar Jackson, like I would, I don't think that I think like his mind. So those guys, their physical abilities are here. I think Tom Brady's physical abilities are here, but I think Tom Brady's mental abilities of reading defenses and making something out of nothing, bring him right up there with those guys. But I think that if you get I don't know, they have so many holes, so I can't say that I think that they're going to be as competitive. But I don't think it's necessarily losing Tom Brady that's the key that's not going to make them competitive. I think the key more is having those problems on the offensive line, not having a tight end. They got rid of fucking Jamie Collins, is like one of the best defenders in the league, and Van Noy.
Yeah.
I mean, there are
Van Noy was big.
there are some glaring holes.
And they're not going to do much better with acquiring people. From what I understand, even with Brady gone, they still have about a 13.9 million on the salary cap.
Well, I think what I'm learning is the tightness of the Pats and how everyone feels about the Pats, and I see all that. I'm not used to that in being New York. I mean, Yankees, they're walking around the Yankees. They're, look at all the rings and all that kind of stuff. But
that comes and goes with winning, though.
Yeah.
They throw up a shitty season. There'll be fucking blood on the streets. The New England fans and led by the Boston sports media turn on teams. Like, look at the Celtics last year. You know what I mean? The year before, there was everybody's on the Celtics bandwagon and everything else. They have a shitty year. Kyrie's an asshole.
But we've been through this before, but these millennials haven't. And we've been through the Grogan years,
That's a good point.
the Eason years,
yeah.
Flutie. Not to take anything away from Flutie or anything like that, but I'm saying we've been through the losing seasons where we've had such a shit team for so long. To have that breath of fresh air and have that win, and then 6 rings.
Yeah.
But not just that, but winning seasons and going to the Super Bowl and not winning more times than 6.
Yeah.
It's like we've become accustomed to that, but these kids of age growing up, they don't know any different. So now it's going to be a huge letdown for these families that were brought up that way to see, not to say they're going to go back that way, but you don't know.
It'll be interesting because I'm an NFL fan. Like, I could watch the worst 2 teams in the NFL play football, and still be entertained
Mhm.
because I fucking love the sport so much. I
Mhm.
could watch a college game. I love NFL football more, but you'll see. It'll be. I'll still watch the Pats. I remember I watched the Pats when those years
Yeah,
when they sucked.
it's painful. But you
It's
watch.
tough, but it's still
But you watch.
it's still great to watch. It's still great theater.
What's killing me is you put it on TV now, and I don't care what channel you put on. Somewhere while the commercials are rolling and everything else, all of a sudden they'll go 20 years, 6 rings, Tom, and they show him and all his great passes and all these big cheers and him winning and the big Super Bowl pictures. Thanks for everything, Tom. And I'm like, okay, I'm not used to that because we've had more people in New York same way leave, and I don't know if they did that to Peyton Manning.
Well,
When he
I think
left,
that
all
says
of
a
a
lot for the
All the
Kraft family.
TVs did thanks Peyton.
You
I'm
know,
not used to that.
huge from the Kraft
Oh, sure.
from the Kraft family to go ahead and support him. They had that bond that nobody else has had, like a father-son thing. They're talking, and the media's made that story. You know what I mean? But
yeah, the amount of money that guy has made for the but it isn't just Tom. It's fucking Belichick. It's
Yeah, but do you think that-
it's
do you
not
think that
just Tom.
Kraft didn't want to put up the money, or do you think that there was more to it than that?
I think it was Brady's decision.
Absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
I think Brady was tired of like the whole thing with Guerrero, and I think that I think he's so competitive that think about this. I think he's also very much insulated in the way Michael Jackson was insulated, and some of these Tom Cruise is insulated, where they're kind of out of touch a little bit with like reality, I think. And I think that like he believes, I don't know that he's going to do that great. And I think that was all the sum of the parts, more than just Brady or just Belichick. Like I think
you could see his frustration on the field all last season.
You could see it, but
You
they gave him the weapons. They keep saying they didn't give him the weapons. In the beginning of the season, Mohamed Sanu was supposed to be a stud. N'Keal Harry was supposed to be a stud.
Beginning of the season, on paper, they weren't losing.
AB was a fucking stud. Edelman is a fucking stud. At the beginning of the season, when they won those first bunch of games, the rhetoric was there's an embarrassment of riches that he could throw to. Not that they didn't surround him with the weapons. They gave him the weapons. So that's bullshit. But I believe that he wants to prove it on his own. So that he can say, there's just one more thing he can say, that it was him. They can't say it was Belichick. And I don't think that I think he has respect for Belichick as a coach. I just think that like in his mind, wanting to separate the greatness.
But let's look at who else did that. Joe, was it Montana?
Joe Montana went to Kansas City.
He gave Brady the advice, don't do it, kid.
He said, don't do it?
Yeah, he said, don't do it. And so how do you take a great like that who did it and was like, don't do it?
Yeah. So I was you know how I was, that why would he ever go to Tampa? It's a small market team. I've said this, right? And today was the first day I could come up with a reason. And here's the reason.
The beaches are closed?
No, it's not what I was thinking. Here's what I was thinking. He and Giselle could legitimately afford to live in a house on an island. That Tampa Bay, there's a fucking 1,000 islands around there.
Yeah.
They could live in a sick house on an island.
Did he sell his $43 million mansion in
I don't know, and I don't think that it matters. I don't think so. I don't think money-wise, I don't think it matters.
What they could build, I mean, down there,
You could have a pretty sick place.
My sister lived down in Tampa, and I know some Philadelphia Phillies. in the area. They bought the house, and what they did was they bought lots, and what they built to bring their families. And one particular, he's retired first baseman for the Phillies. He used to play. He bought this house, and he put water running between houses for his kids. So he had the houses with these walkways and these. You could see the kids in the tubes going between the houses.
Oh yeah.
And
The lazy river.
Yeah, he built this because that's what his kids did. On this property, it was amazing.
Whoa, Marcus Smart has whoa, that's fucking crazy. Marcus Smart has coronavirus.
Oh.
He played against Utah 13 days ago. That guy that had it.
Yeah.
I'm telling you this.
That's why.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fucking
It's done.
crazy.
Yeah, sports.
McCarthy. It's fucking crazy.
It's gonna be crazy.
Wow.
I haven't heard in baseball of anyone sick. I heard about minor leaguers, but I've not heard about major leaguers. We're hearing things all the other sports.
Fuck.
I'm gonna get back to Brady for just a second.
Yeah.
Was he sending Bostonians a message for doing that on St. Patrick's Day?
I don't think so. That was just the first day he could do it. But they say he was having dinner in Tampa Saturday night, and the thing didn't do smells. But Tampa, they said that they're not going to pursue anything. But they say you weren't supposed to negotiate or anything until Monday.
Yeah, you can get in trouble for that. Yeah, we're finding out now that the Chargers and Tampa both made offers.
Yeah.
And he made offers back to them, but Tampa was the only one that got back to him. And he doesn't want to make this.
I think that the biggest thing for him was being able to run the off. They said that he really wanted to run the offense, like basically have control to call his own plays. And that Bruce Arians guy, who was he a coach? He was a coach of like two high-powered offenses.
He came in. Yeah, he came in and did
from.
some great things, and then he left those, and then Tampa brought him on. And he's built him up a little bit. Now he got Brady, and he's been publicly. He was with Arizona, and he was with the Cardinals. I could be wrong on that.
Johnny Holmes, Seaboyd?
Are you fucking with me on Marcus Smart? Are you serious, McCarthy? Somebody get their phones. I can't fucking trust him.
You want to get the Celsius?
I would have put it past McCarthy to be
No, I know you can't.
turning the wrenches a bit on you there.
Yeah, let's see. I'll look it up. Marcus Smart.
Well, you're looking that up, and you're looking that up. We do have our next segment coming up, Joe. Is this?
Yeah, it's a good time to do it.
So seltzer's the topic, and
well, we have to bring this up. What happened?
Well, I was going to ask about this because
Yeah.
I walked in, and it was a surprise to me that this was going to be part of the Homiecast tonight. So, Jim?
Yeah, well, we've had many discussions on the podcast
He's
and the
got it.
Homiecast.
He's got it.
Uh-oh.
We've had discussions about the Bud Light seltzer and what seltzer's doing, and Chris McCarthy brought up, he was big about bringing all these different, stats in on how much money in whole worth. So we, one time, and we had a party, Joey had some guests over and stuff, and everyone's bringing this Truly and the White Claw and everything, and we said we want to get back into having these taste tests. We've done roast beef sandwiches. I was not a part of
We
some
did
other stuff.
we did roast beef sandwiches. We did steak and cheese. We did pizza.
Okay, I
I
wasn't
don't know
part
if
of
we
the
did.
pizza.
I don't know if we did pizza actually.
Yeah, no, I think we did. I remember you guys talking about it.
Yeah.
But, so they've done it. So we kept saying, well, when he said Homiecast, I said, I'm going to bring this seltzer. So what we have here is, basically, we have a Bud Light seltzer. And I can see it, it's black cherry. And the idea that we were going to do is to try it, get an opinion.
Now, I got an opinion right off the bat, or an observation rather. Anything that says Bud Light on it, I'm skeptical right off the bat.
Really?
For a seltzer, because I don't.
What's the
When
brand?
you're already a brand and you're a Bud Light, that's what you are.
Yeah, no, I
And it's Bud Light. I mean,
Yeah, but to differentiate themselves from the 1,000 other seltzers
no,
that are
I
out
get
there.
it, but it's just to me, marketing wise, that's not the first one I'm going to go for on the shelf because it says Bud Light on it. Now, I'm not a beer drinker, but I like seltzer.
Yeah.
Well, it's 100 calories a drink. You know, it's got all different things. I'm looking for the percentage alcohol. 5%, 100 calories, and I got the only reason why I grabbed the bigger can is I did not want to buy the whole 6-pack of it.
All right.
So
we don't have to clink.
All right.
Bud Light, Black Cherry. Oh shit! Wait. This is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna give everybody a sheet of paper.
No, Joe, you can just write it down.
No, I want everybody to just do it.
There's one pen and we're not touching it, so you do
Oh,
it.
okay, that's true. All right.
see you.
Safety.
See, you're here. You're the thinker.
Black.
I'm just here for the eye candy. It's the eye candy.
I think I'm going to give it a try.
Um,
First off, smells not too strong.
No.
Doesn't the scent of the black cherry doesn't smell overbearing. So
No,
that's,
not at all.
what's the sugar content?
The sugar content is sodium is it says here 1%, 1%. Total sugars 0%.
Now I have to say something too. Even though it's about 14 degrees in this room, it's not really that cold of a drink. And in my experience on seltzer, they have to be ice cold to get the true enjoyment out of it and the best taste.
Now this to me,
You can give. So we're gonna go 1 to 10, and you can go by half increments.
sure, you ask the questions that we can answer.
That's the first time I've tried the Bud Light seltzer on that one, and I'm pleasantly surprised. The name again is not the first thing I would go for on the shelf. I may or may not get that now.
Yeah.
For the when the virus is over, we can go out on the boats again and have a great time. I think that's
It's not too heavy
no.
of a taste.
I would so
I
on what
mean,
are you
talk
asking
about
on a
it.
scale of?
I see. I've had the Bud Light products, seltzers before, and I have to say I'm a fan of them. I haven't had the Black Cherry. I gave it an 8.5. I think it's and I probably wouldn't drink these in the winter, but in the summer, ice cold.
Yeah.
Lights up.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna drink. I'm probably
I
gonna.
trimmed right down by drinking seltzers on the boat.
Well, how many calories is in a Coors Light? Can't be too much more, right?
Jim?
Sure. Calories in the Coors Light.
Is it right around the same?
I don't see it.
It's got to be on there.
No, not in the can.
Let me see.
You check all you want. Servings. There it is.
All right, hold on.
Oh, calories.
All the viewers out there, just want to give you a nice look at Jim's
4
elbow right now. It's,
4.25 calories. 102.
Yeah, the same. Okay. So rating from 1 to 10, and you can go by half points.
all right, so by never trying these before and it not being cold,
Yeah, but
And
you should,
no, all right.
Assume it
overall,
was ice cold.
all right, assume it's ice cold. I got to go with the 8.5 like you, Joe, because it surprised me, and I've had some of the others, but I'm going to be reminded in just a minute.
Right.
I'll go with 8.5.
Right.
No, I'm going lower.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't have the big taste of it. It was refreshing. It was okay, but I didn't get a flavorful taste. So I would go lower. I go 7.
Okay. See, I think so. Here's the thing, and I respect your opinion. I feel like if you had big flavor, that it would be
Too sweet.
It would be off-putting.
Yeah.
Because it would taste artificial. I personally like the idea that I knew that was black cherry,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a hint of it, but I didn't get hit over the head with it. So I kind of like that. All right.
Now, this is,
what is
okay, this is the White Claw.
White Claw Black Cherry.
Hard black cherry, White Claw. It says 100 calories, but it says for the total sugars, including added sugars, it says 4%.
Well, the other one had no
No percent.
Oh.
So this is a
I feel
bunch
like
of
they
1%.
have. I feel like they have ways to get around saying sugars, though. like that. Like Bud Light says 0 sugars, but it's something else that like masks as like it is sugar,
Okay.
but they're not counting it as sugar. Maybe.
You sure? You ready?
Thank you.
McCarthy says,
Let's see.
let's put it right down, Jim.
Yeah.
McCarthy says add vodka to it. All right, so here we go. This is the White Claw Black Cherry. We just had the Bud Light Black Cherry. This is the White Claw Black.
First of all, you're doing the aroma thing. Definitely smell the black cherry, right?
Mm-hmm. No more than the other though. I think. And this knows.
This is heavier. It's not as
It's a little heavier.
Right.
Like it's not as crisp. Would you say?
yeah. It's not.
It almost feels. You know what? It's almost like, and this is very faint. I mean, I think we're almost splitting hairs here, but I feel like the sugar is the difference. Like the
well, only
the
because I told
4.6.
you it's 4 point.
No.
4%.
What I'm saying is it's thicker,
Yes, it's thicker.
and I think that's the sugar that's
Right.
making it
The
thicker.
consistency is not the combination and not the thing.
Still 5% alcohol, and now I give this a higher one. I would give this the 8.
It's funny because I would give this a lower, but I wouldn't go as low as 7 like you did. I'm gonna go 7.5 on this one. And you said 8, Jimmy?
Yeah.
I'm going 8 on that too. And I'm a huge fan of the White Claw Black Cherry all summer. And I if they make the same
So the
size
bud-
can rather than the bigger can, do they, Jim?
Yeah, you can buy case. You can buy
The
packs-
same
packs
size.
of them,
Okay. I may make the switch.
You may, so McCarthy got
Preliminary.
a variety pack of the Bud Light seltzers,
Mm-hmm.
and there was like a watermelon one. There was a couple other ones, and they were all really good. So, all right, we're gonna go.
Now I'm getting the Truly. Okay.
Oh,
and-
is it black cherry as well?
Oh, black cherry.
Oh wow, they're all black
Yeah,
cherry. Okay,
Yeah, I kind of.
cool.
Did a little
good.
research,
I
yeah.
like that, Jimmy.
Thank you. Okay, now this says for the added sugars 1%. So we've had 0 for Bud, up to 4, and now this is 1%, and it's still all the same, 100 calories and all that stuff.
What was the alcohol percent? 5, right around 5.
Yeah, 5. It's all 5.
Okay.
All 5. Ready? Hate pouring. Pat would yell at me. I'm pouring near the computer. She would yell at me.
Good. All right. here we
Oh,
go.
I never showed the camera.
Pat, I would yell at him too. If you're watching.
So we have. Oh, so how many? We have 5 all
She
together,
might.
Judge.
She knows I'm doing this. Yeah, so here we go, truly. Now, this has more of a smell.
Like it burnt my
Wow.
eyes.
I definitely, boy, the blackberry, you
Yeah.
can really,
Yeah. See now, I've had this one before too.
There's a little aftertaste at the very end.
yeah, this has got,
A little.
Not a fan.
Little aftertaste.
It's too much.
Yeah, a little aftertaste at the end. It's not. It's still. I feel like it's still splitting hairs, but this would be out of those 3. This would be the
this
last
is,
one.
this is
6.
definitely,
Last. Okay.
6.
hold on.
yeah, I go 6.5, definitely.
Wow.
6 for me. I'm not a fan of this one at all.
6. Jimmy, you said 6.5.
Mm-hmm.
I figure like I'd have to choke down one of these.
Oh, wow.
Like choke it down.
This is definitely,
The Bud Light, I could handle that
Oh,
one.
6.5.
Like I said, I might be making a switch. In the White Claw Black Cherry, I could drink those all summer, and you know, and up to about, I'd say about 4 of them, and then you start to get that too much of the same taste. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say. You know, like if you have a rum drink, you're good for 2, or a Bloody Mary, you're good for 2, maybe.
Yeah.
That's the White Claw's good for 4. Truly, I couldn't do.
I can
I
just
couldn't even
tell
do a
you.
full one.
I just
McCarthy,
felt it.
can you hold that the Bud Light up?
Sure.
McCarthy, is this what we would? I want to know if he's still watching. If this was what we were drinking at his house, 'cause I don't know if it was Bud Light. I don't know if Bud Light had 2 different kind of
Bud Light.
seltzers.
Bud Light, if
Didn't
you
they-
buy their variety,
Yeah.
there's 4 different ones, and this is in there.
Okay.
They only have 4.
Right.
The Truly and the White Claw is really, there's a lot of different
Yeah,
ones.
there's a
Yes.
lemon, there's a lime, there's a raspberry.
I would say right now, if you're asking me, Joey, definitely, I have White Claw as one, and I've got Bud Light.
Well,
as
we have the score, so
Yeah.
we'll go back over it. But so what's the next one we're gonna do?
No, that's it. That's all I have.
What is that one?
No, it's just another Truly can.
That's a lighter berries right there. This is a raspberry lime.
Raspberry lime.
Mm.
And what's this one? And this is raspberry.
Yeah,
Oh,
so we
okay.
get
You
two
don't wanna try
raspberry
those?
too.
Sure.
We'll try.
I'll
We might as well try them.
Sure. Okay.
All right. So what are those? Truly and White Claw?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to the.
I did not get another Bud Light because
That's all right.
Bud
Well,
Light.
you made up for it in size.
Well, thank you.
So White Claw.
You've
What
noticed.
what is the flavor on the White Claw?
So we're gonna do the raspberry, right? Raspberry lime.
The
No, I'm
Bud.
sorry. On the White Claw is
White Claw.
a raspberry.
This is the only one in Bud Light seltzer that they had. Everything else is that lighter. So we'll do White Claw.
White Claw raspberry.
Okay.
Yeah.
McCarthy says Bud Light strawberry is the best, and I remember having it at his house, and it was really good. Yeah, this summer it's gonna be. We're gonna be drinking that this summer, that's for sure.
Yep, definitely.
Just a little for me,
Just
please.
a little bit.
That's perfect. Thanks. Got to work in the morning.
That's good. All right, here we go. This is White,
White
Claw,
Claw.
raspberry.
This is one of the only times you'll ever hear me say just a little, please, for me.
We've had.
I'm working
bourbon
outdoors
tasting.
right now.
Bourbon
and
tasting was fantastic.
I'm grateful. So.
I learned
So
so
we
much
don't
on
work,
that bourbon
you can't mess
tasting
it up.
night.
It's good. The White Claw puts out a good product. The thing about the White Claw and the Bud Light, there's no aftertaste. It's clean. It's crisp. And it doesn't leave
The
a.
Truly's just too heavy. Like the.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just too heavy.
Mhm.
Too abundant in flavor.
Yeah, but what are they? What's the marketing?
It's like
behind it?
syrupy
What are they
almost.
trying to?
Instead of seltzery, it's more syrupy.
It's that sugar. It's that
Yeah.
5% sugar. That makes the difference. That's good.
As far as the taste go, I like the black cherry better.
I like them both.
Then the
I
raspberry.
could go either. I'm going 8 on that one.
I agree. 8.
No, on the raspberry. No, I like the White Claw, but I'm going down 6.
6.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's
I have a 6 in the loop there somewhere on
you were
the.
6. So you like it less than the.
I like it less than the black cherry.
Wow. Okay. There you go.
Well, the black cherry
You
is
like-
my
and you
overall
also
favorite
like-
in the White Claw. So
Okay.
Okay,
I
so
like it. I like that we have the.
this is raspberry lime.
little lower.
Little bit down.
A little lower, Jimmy.
there you go.
Right
Perfect.
there.
Can't
Nice.
tell.
Good job. Truly.
A little bit lower. Nobody knows. Sorry. Now I'm doing the Three Stooges routine.
All right.
Okay,
This is our
the
final.
numbers are the
This is our
same.
final one right here.
Yes, final one. And put everybody out of their misery.
We'll take this moment to pause for station identification. Buenas noches, amigos. With Good Morning Gloucester, this is the Homiecast.
I can't believe that Marcus Smart has it. Oh my god.
Just when it's always something. Okay,
Scary.
so this is raspberry lime. Oh yeah. You can smell. Again, more smell.
Oh, this is.
I'm not even, I give it a 0. I'm not even drinking it.
Wow. Hold on.
I have to give it a taste, but I don't want it.
Yeah. No. You're
No.
right. You're right. It's Truly. I'm going 5.
Yep. I gotta
I'll go less than 5.
go.
That aftertaste, like you said.
I didn't even want to drink it, and I had to
I
taste
don't
it.
taste the
I'm
So
lime.
gonna-
wait.
I'm gonna.
Now, based on, you're at the beach. There's a cooler full of cold.
There's survival mode when you're at the beach.
Right,
Okay?
that's what I'm saying.
There
So
is
that-
survival mode.
that's
being Irish.
That's a 5, right?
Being Irish, that's a 10 at the beach all day if there's nothing left. But I'm just saying. But if I had to rate it right now,
A 0 is I wouldn't fucking drink it if it was on the beach. And that's what I'm saying.
All right, so I bring it up to a 3.
3. Okay.
I just wouldn't. I wouldn't pay my hard-earned dollars on that.
I hear you.
But I would drink somebody else's if it was the last one that it was offered to me on the beach and I had nothing. I would accept it, even if I didn't like it.
No, 4. I'll go 4.5.
4.5. All right.
Yeah.
I'm pretty adamant about that one. That one was worse than the black cherry truly.
Oh wait, so this is going to be interesting. We might have a tie here because Jimmy gave it this low score here. So that's 8 and 8, 16, 17 and 7 is 24. 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 7 is 23 and a half. Wow. All right. 18, 19.
Well, we do quick Gloucester math here. Carry the 1, divide by 3.
Wait.
Joey's coming up with the totals of our rating system here.
22. 16 and 6, 22.
This is way off. 8.
McCarthy says Corona just came out with
12 and a half.
with a shelter,
All right.
which I think is better than Bud Light.
A shelter?
What is
I don't know if he
a shelter or a seltzer?
you know what?
Maybe it's a Corona shelter.
It's definitely a seltzer
yeah.
because he doesn't type.
No,
he
no,
only
a
dictates.
Corona shelter is like a
he
Seavoid 19.
He only does the texting.
And when he's
That's
drinking,
all he
he's really bad.
does. Yeah.
But I think that's funny. It's a Corona shelter because there are a lot of Corona shelters going to be put in place.
There is gonna be a lot of Corona shots. All right, so here's the breakdown. Here's where we came.
The big reveal.
Bud Light came up on top, which is interesting. Okay, so Bud Light was on top with a score of 24. Second place was White Claw Black Cherry. Third place, White Claw Raspberry. And these are only differentiated by 2 total points, so those are both good. There's a big drop off after that. The 2 Trulies were definitely...
And nothing against Truly, it's just make a better product.
Yeah, well,
Now,
Yeah.
There's probably some people that like the sugariness.
I will say this though.
It's not that it's too sugary either. It's just a little...
I do have to
lingering
confess.
aftertaste.
I have a confession.
Yeah.
When Truly first hit the market, I think they were the first actually to hit the market in the seltzer. One of the first, but Naughty is another brand. Naughty seltzer. But Truly was the first that I experienced that I really noticed, and I tried it, and I go, wow, these things are great.
Jimmy, can you pour me some of that in here?
And I tried them, and
Yes,
at the
please.
time it was something different, and I was like, wow, because I'm not a beer drinker at all.
Right.
So I was like, wow, this is an alternative that I could get with, you know,
Yeah.
and it was great. As soon as I hit the White Claws, and I saw those, I tried those, I just was like, I dropped the Trulies immediately.
There was a lot of people in Gloucester that got on the White Claw.
Nationwide, it was a movement.
What was the one? I'm sorry.
all I was checking is, you know how Coke and Pepsi's buying everybody and stuff. I was just looking to see who's putting their name behind it.
Who's the distributor?
Yeah. And I didn't see anything on the can. So if somebody knows, I'm sure they'll tell us. But
We know Bud Light is on those.
Right.
But what is So there's another drink that I discovered last year. They had it at the studio, and it was vodka and real juice.
Mm-hmm.
It was like it was a white.
Was it like a
can.
Cape Codder?
What?
Was it like a Cape Codder in a can?
No, it was like something Moon or.
yeah, Pat bought it because Kate suggested it.
It was. Oh god.
And she brought it, and I was going to bring a can, but I thought mixing vodka with all this wouldn't work. But
let me see.
it is.
I'll look it up right now.
I know what you're talking about. It's.
Was it something Moon or something?
Yeah.
Let's see.
I know she's screaming in the can.
Joey, is it safe to say that
Vodka and
everybody here
juice.
enjoyed it in the can with Bud Light better?
Well, we have the totals.
That's it, 24.
People liked it in the can.
They loved it in the can. There it is.
Everybody loved it in the can. I'm trying to find it. Oh God, it's not coming up.
I'm-
Truly is owned by
checking with
Sam
Pat.
Adams, McCarthy says.
Oh, there you go.
I'm getting it, Joey. I'm on it.
It's in it. McCarthy, do you know the drink that they had at at the studio last summer? We had some, and it was in a skinny white can. Oh God.
Mhm. Yep, that's it.
You got it?
No. Oh, wait. She's answering. Hang on.
Something moon, hula moon or something. Doo-doo-doo.
Let me look too.
In a can. I'm gonna say. Oh, I got it. I got High Noon.
That's it.
High
Noon.
Noon. High. Yeah. Okay. Let me see.
High Noon.
High Noon. This is
Pat
what it was.
loves it.
They had. It was the watermelon one. Was the one we were kind of. High Noon. Real vodka and real juice. High Noon Sun Sips watermelon. That was one of them. There was a bunch of good. They were good though. So there you go. That's it. We're let's see how far in we are. An hour and 20 minutes. That's a good one. Thank you guys for joining me.
I'm happy to be here and safe distance. We've been Purelling the entire show.
Pure on the fuck.
You know, we get the Clorox disinfectant wipes for cleanup afterwards.
High Noon.
There we go. A little of that. There we go.
There's been no bro hugs or anything like that going on,
No,
so
no.
No bro hugs. We've been
No.
practicing safe
safe
podcasting.
safe
Safe
distancing.
podcasting.
Social distancing,
Social distancing, all that.
you know.
Yeah. So we love our audience. We love our friends. Thanks Chris for joining us via satellite here. And
I have a suggestion.
yeah,
Maybe the next Homiecast, just a suggestion, not to add because we're not supposed to be in big groups,
right.
but there's no musical outlet for anybody right now. Musicians can't play, DJs can't play, but an acoustic guitar player could play
Oh, in the pocket, in the background.
in the background,
I like that.
in the corner, set up,
That'd be great.
and we
How about
could.
that, John? Are you friends
John
with the
Jerome.
guy?
I was gonna first, and
the,
then
the Island Cowboy.
and Island Cowboy, and
Hey,
Alan Estes, like
you
you
say-
said. Well, let's
can we
give
say
let's
something
give him a,
about-
let's give him a forum.
Can we say something about that Island Cowboy guy? I really didn't know. I've heard about John Jerome and everything, but the studio he had a couple performances there. The fucking women were goo-goo-eyed over that guy.
He's a great dude, man.
He's a
And
great performer. I mean, he's got a great shtick. His whole act and everything, the Island Cowboy, and he really plays to the crowd.
Yeah,
He is a consummate professional.
definite.
Does a great job.
Definite
Great to have him around.
entertainer. He's a
He's an entertainer.
talented player, but an entertainer is different.
Well, he has both.
Yes,
There's just like artists. There's some artists.
like Tom Jones,
There you go.
entertainer.
There are some painters and photographers that are phenomenal painters and photographers, but they're terrible marketers.
Yeah.
So no one sees their stuff.
Well, they've always said 100 times, there's some outstanding musicians, but they're not good teachers.
Well,
And
everybody.
the other way around too. Great teachers doesn't mean they're great
With everybody
musicians.
being locked in their house and we have the ability to put them forward, let's do it. Let's set something.
Oh, you know
up.
what would be cool? Oh, you're an idea guy. So Joanne Silva,
Yes.
who's one of our contributors, she has the noon slot every day. She compiled a list of local musicians, and if they were willing to give, she said, I think she like put out a questionnaire to them and they answered, and she put all their responses into this one post saying, are you giving online music lessons, like guitar lessons or whatever?
Yes.
And then she did like, are you going to do concerts? And it was kind of like a big jumbled thing, which was awesome. I think that what I should do, I should take that one step further and I could have them tell us when they're going to go live.
Mm-hmm.
So we could advertise that on the blog. People can come to the blog, and then once they go live, if they text me right away, I can put the feed You know, just like we're doing now, the feed, the live feed is
Sure.
in there. I could put their live feed on the front of Good
People
Morning
would
Plus
like-
page, and then people would see it.
Great idea.
Isn't that a great idea?
Yeah.
All
And it beats that Facebook algorithm of playing. Like, I could never do that for you guys. I'd love to, but Facebook would shut me down immediately for playing artists' music. That's not my
Yeah,
music.
but live recorded music doesn't have that chip, right?
Right, because that's like SoundScan, I think it's called, where ASCAP, BMI,
It's
and
fucking
all these
brutal.
different.
It's brutal.
It's a royalty business, so that every time the song is played, it scans for it, and they get paid.
We go to events,
Yep.
and it can be playing ever so faintly in the background, and we have no intention of monetizing.
That's the genius
that thing.
behind Shazam. That's the digital
Yeah.
code that's in the song. That's how
Joey,
you can
said-
tell.
I know we're going longer, but you were doing it was Chris. It was a barbecue thing that you
Doing a
had.
special edition
go
of
for Chris.
Homiecast tonight, a little longer because everybody's going stir
Craig,
crazy.
Craig was doing a barbecue thing,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you were filming.
Right.
And in the background,
There's DJ.
there was a guy doing something, and half of the stuff got blanked out, and he didn't know it was happening until they. That's
Yeah,
how we
and
found
what
out.
the
That's
thing-
why he's been
The
censored.
brutal part about it is too is like you do it. It's unintentional, and like so. I don't know how many thousands of videos I have on my YouTube channel because I've been doing it for so long, and they threaten to like fucking just shut you down and take away your whole
On
thing.
YouTube also.
Which is like there's a tremendous amount of content
Yeah.
I have stored and categorized and titled right there, and it's horrifying to
So
me.
do you have access to those on that you can put them on a different platform?
Well, I have most of my videos saved, but they're just file names. So to be able to look them up is next to impossible unless you had the date and then you can go back.
You can usually when you go into a file in the computer, you click on the date thing and it'll pop up and line them up by date. Then you can file them in.
It's true, but
We'll work on that. We'll work on
but
that.
video files are huge, and
Yeah.
to lose literally probably 365 days
Right.
of hours of worth of
Yep.
video, and like it would be devastating. Anyway, thank you guys for joining us, for Scottie Mack and for my buddy Jimmy Dalpiaz over here. I'm Joey Ciaramitaro, your host.
Be safe, everybody.
Be safe. And
Cheers.